There was a question asked to me by actually someone on Facebook, and that question was, it's actually two questions, and I'm gonna address them both in one video, even though I could stretch them out into two videos for content purposes, but I want to go ahead and just answer both of them and kill two birds with one stone. First question was in regards to when someone has decided that they're done with a company, they're decided that they're going to go ahead and part ways with the company. 9 times out of 10 with this situation, it is an OTR company or a regional situation, but more than likely an OTR company. And the question was what to do with the load that's on your back. Now, in the normal situation, you already know that you're going to leave this company ahead of time, whether because you're coming up on your year mark or 2-year mark or whatever amount of experience it is to get to the next level, or you become an owner operator or whatever. So it's thoroughly planned, and you follow the plan, and you deliver the load, then you go, whatever. But if you come into one of those instances where you're just so fed up with a company, or you just got an offer that was offered to you that maybe you applied for when you was on home time, that you just can't resist, so you have to go, and because orientation starts in a week, what do you do with the load? I can only answer that from my experience. My experience is when I was at Trans Am Trucking, and I decided that I was done with Trans Am Trucking, that I no longer wanted to be a part of their organization. I decided at that point that I was going to take the load that was on my back, and I was going to take it to the terminal, and I was going to fly home, and that's what I did. I took the truck to Rockwall, Texas, outside of Dallas, and I dropped the truck and trailer there, made my video for my documents, and I put it on YouTube, at least my old YouTube, that I never should have deleted, by the way, but that's nor here nor there. But anyways, I delivered it, left it there, cleaned all my stuff out, got on my plane the next morning, was out of there. To this day, I'm ineligible to be rehired at Trans Am, which I don't want to go back, but I think that's the reason why. Now, nothing has been put on my DAC, nothing has been put on my record that hurts me from going to other companies. I've talked to another guy, and he actually said that he didn't deliver the load. He left his load on the property, and that company actually didn't mind and wants him to come back and everything. So I guess it's just to answer that question, it depends on the company. Some companies can be more spiteful and try to hurt you when you leave, just because they don't want to see you leave. And some companies understand. They're like, okay, your time has come with us, and it's gonna move forward. But 1,000%, let me be very clear. Make sure that you do leave all of the company's property on the company's property. Do not take that truck home and say I'm not coming out. Do not take that trailer home and say I'm not coming out, especially with a load. Please, 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 please leave that shit on the company's property. I hope you understand that, because if you get truck abandonment on your record, you are severely hurting your chances at having a successful trucking career. Companies do not take stuff like that for granted. And if they have to send somebody out there, you got to think they're paying a plane ticket or they're paying a Greyhound ticket. I know, because I did it with Trans Am. They sent me out on a flight to pick up a truck that somebody had left in South Carolina. Happens all the time, which is crazy to me. It makes me think that when people leave those trucks like that, they're just leaving the trucking industry altogether, because I don't see how they, especially as rookies, they just left that truck, and or they hurried up and got a job before it hit their record, but they had to stay at that job for a while, I would assume. I don't know. I've never been faced with that situation. I've never been met anybody who, besides the people who truck I recovered at Trans Am, but I never met them. I just met their truck, which was nasty as fuck, by the way. If you ever got to recover a truck, man, I just want you to understand that people nasty as hell, man. So you may go pick up a truck and that joint got piss all over it, that joint got doo-doo all over it. It's just no telling. Old food. Trust me when I tell you, if your company ever sends you to recover a truck, ooh, just be ready. Take some gloves, take some sanitation, take something, take some bleach, whatever. Second question that I was asked, which has slipped my mind. Give me 1 second. I'm pondering. What was the second question? Oh, do I feel that local truck drivers really spend more time than OTR truck drivers do with their families. The thought is that, yes, local drivers are home every day. The thought is that local truck drivers work 6 to 7 days a week, 12 to 14-hour shifts, so they're not really spending the quality time that they claim they are. I can only answer that from my point of view and from my perspective and from my position. Where I'm at, I feel like I spend a decent amount of time. And when I say decent amount of time, I'm off work 4 or 5 o'clock. I don't have to be back to work until 7 o'clock the next day. That gives me 14 hours. You know, let's put aside 6 to 8 for sleeping, because 9 times out of 10 is 6. But I feel like I spend, you know what I'm saying, a good amount of time with my family. Do I feel like sometimes that I would prefer to have the 5 days straight off, not having to do nothing? Absolutely, I do miss that, especially when I went to Myrtle Beach and took my whole family with me and spent a great deal of money, more than I probably should have. But anyways, I do feel like that was something I wouldn't be able to do as a local driver unless I owned my own truck or saved up a great amount of vacation time. But then again, who wants to use all of their vacation time in one instance? You know what I mean? So it's a catch-22. It all depends on your situation. All depends on your family. Me personally, I definitely have noticed a difference between being home every night versus being home for 5 straight days doing absolutely nothing or whatever I want, and then leaving for 4 or 5 weeks. Is, you know what I'm saying? I recommend, if you have young children, me personally, I say be there. I think if you got kids, period, man, the sooner you can get home and have a great situation, carry your ass home. That's me personally. Other people are gonna feel differently, but I have, from the difference that I have noticed since I have been home, it is undoubtedly the best decision I've made for my situation. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? And I've been blessed. I may have gotten some opportunities that others probably wouldn't have got, maybe because they wouldn't have opened their mouths like I opened mine, but that's not my fault, nor, you know, that it is what it is. But if you're asking me to give you my honest opinion, I believe that the quality time is in local. Not saying that OTR drivers cannot have quality time, but the thing with local to me is the consistency of my presence, which for those who don't have kids, you can't even begin to understand what I'm talking about. And those who have kids, they just choose to sacrifice that, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's crazy, man. I used to find myself going back and forth with people who don't even have kids or families at the crib. As far as, nigga, you don't even know quality time. Your quality time is sitting in your house beating your dick to Pornhub, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever. That's your quality time, you know what I mean? So you gotta think about, when you're arguing with people, you're going back and forth with people on certain subjects, do some research into what their situation is, because if they don't have kids, or they don't have families, or they have this, that, and if their situation is completely different from yours, how could they possibly understand what you're, you know what I'm saying? If anything, they're gonna try to, it's just like married people don't hang with single people. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. So if you're a married dude and you around a bunch of single dudes, what they talking about? Going to get some females or whatever, stuff that you don't, I ain't with that. So it's the same thing when you're a local driver with a family, and you got this OTR guy like, oh man, ain't no quality time, da 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 da. But you don't have a family, dude, so you wouldn't even know what to do with quality time if you had it, because you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, but you know, I don't want to offend anybody. That was the question that was asked, so I answered. So yeah, man, that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video. Hope you like the sound quality. I got me some new equipment that I'm using, so I hope that the sound quality is better. I noticed that the sound quality on the previous videos that I did without this equipment was kind of horrible. You know, sound like I was talking far away from the phone, even with the headset on, so I had to switch it up. You know, of course for you guys, because you know I love my subscribers. And yeah, man, as always, stay safe, stay positive, productive. God Family Trucking. And remember to find me on Facebook, Instagram, Atruckernamedjay. Hit me up on Yahoo, Atruckernamedjay at yahoo.com. And shoot me any type of questions, concerns, anything that I can respond to in a video. Just let me know, man. I'll be more than happy to provide whatever information my 2.5 years worth of experience can provide, man. Y'all stay blessed.